Thank you. Just want to say thank you all. I suppose this question goes out to all of the presenters tonight. I think everyone spoke to skill sets. I was sort of wondering, what key skills do you think you've developed throughout your career that you didn't expect to gain, but that has impacted where you are now?
Thank you, Sasha. Maybe I'll go to Kimberly first. Is that okay, Kimberly?
Yeah, for sure. It's a really interesting question. It's a very poignant question, but to think back and articulate things that I didn't expect that I would gain. To be honest, I'd have to really think about it. I think that probably this isn't answering your question directly, but one thing I've learned that, I mean, if you had have asked me at the very beginning of my career, because I didn't even talk to anyone about what I did before I came into the medical world. So I didn't start there out of school, and it wasn't something, if you had have asked me, is this where I would be now? Would I be in a leadership position now? I would never have necessarily thought that that was something that I, you know, the 18-year-old version of me wouldn't have forecast this is what I am doing now. I guess I have learnt through trial and experience things that I have, I guess, that I'm passionate about and I have a gift for, but I've worked hard to develop those areas. Leadership is definitely one of them. Communication skills, I think, you know, every role you go into, you're going to develop better communication skills. Technical aptitude, I mean, if you want to refer back to my presentation, that is not an area I thought that you would see me in, but yet here I am, you know, working with neurosurgeons in a highly technical area. For me, it's probably the more technical space and wrapping my head around the very intricate details of electrical engineering and so forth. That's not something I ever thought I'd be doing. But yeah, I guess it's not answering it succinctly, but through a process of elimination and being exposed to different roles, I found out what I enjoy, what I probably naturally am gravitating towards, and then sort of running towards those opportunities. So it didn't really answer it as perfectly as what I would have liked, but hopefully that gives you something.
I'm happy to take that.
Yeah.
For me, it's the ability to harness lots of different people with different skill sets and ways of doing different things to achieve the same goal, right? I think Jared talked slightly to this as well, is having an ability to have, you know, different people with different ways of trying to achieve things to get to the same overall goal. I think that's a skill that I really learned, and that comes through different levels as a rep, leading the innovation team in the UK and doing what I do now is, you know, be that indirectly managing or working as a team with lots of different business units, lots of different functions. That's something that you learn and is incredibly useful. You know, every interaction counts, right? And that includes internally within the business that you work in.
Thank you. Well,
add to that. It's a really good point, William. That's probably the one thing I've learned as well, is that you can't be the expert at everything. You absolutely cannot. If I didn't have the team of people that I had around me, we wouldn't have the success that we've had in the market. 100%, everyone has different skill sets and different strengths and so forth. And individually, you might have a whole heap of high achievers, but you still won't achieve anywhere near as much as what you can when you collectively work together. That's why I hire all the people I do, because some of them are far smarter than I am, but also we all have different skill sets. Yeah, so that's a really good point, William.
Yeah, thank you. And Sasha, it's so nice to see you on the call. For anyone that doesn't know Sasha, she's an absolute superstar. So very lucky to have her in the team. But I'd say for me, I come from a physio background. So for me, anything business-wise was something new. So, you know, P&L, forecasting, interviewing, all of that was, you know, probably the biggest things that I sort of had to learn. Even if I go all the way back to my high school, like when I look at the subjects I did math, science, PE, and English. There was no business even in that. So it's kind of amazing what you can learn if you really sort of set your mind to something.
Thank you, Charlotte. And Jared?
Look, I think firstly, you don't really know what you don't know. So there was a lot of learnings about stuff I wouldn't have predicted would come into effect. I think my biggest learning is that to manage difficult people in difficult situations, not everyone, everyone's different, right? So there's always going to be different ways to resolve different outcomes, and it's really about understanding how you're going to work with somebody to resolve that outcome in the most mutually beneficial way. So I think my biggest learning is how to manage difficult situations, whether it's personnel or stock or professional, whatever that might look like. In the early days, I thought everyone was just going to be cool and do their job, but time would prove that that's not the case.